Long ago, in the kingdom of Magadha, a young prince named Siddhartha experienced a life of luxury in his palace. However, he constantly pondered the true meaning of life. Was luxury and pleasure the ultimate purpose of life? This question disturbed him deeply. One day, he decided to leave the palace to discover the deeper truth of life. Prince Siddhartha spent many years in severe penance, and finally, under a Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, he attained enlightenment. He became Buddha and began teaching the path of truth and peace. One of his most important teachings was, the significance of living in the present. Once, a young Brahmin came to Buddha. His mind was always occupied with worries about the future. He constantly feared whether his dreams would come true or not. Would he be successful? Would his family remain happy? His mind was always filled with anxieties about the uncertainties of the future. As a result, he could never focus on the present, and his current moments passed in vain. He said to Buddha, "Lord, my mind is never at peace. I am always worried about how my future will turn out. I can't concentrate on my work, and my present is slipping away in these concerns. Please show me the way." Smiling, Buddha said to the young man, "Your problem is very common. Most people spend their lives worrying like this. Come, let me tell you a story." Buddha began his story. In a village, there was a farmer. His farming was quite good, but he constantly worried that if the weather turned bad, his crops would be ruined. If there was too much rain, his hard work would be wasted, and if there was too little rain, the crops would dry up. He was always preoccupied with future possibilities and didn't work on his fields at the right time. One day, while he was lost in these thoughts, his fields dried up because he hadn't irrigated them in time. All his crops were destroyed. He regretted not taking care of his present. Had he focused on his work at the right time, he could have saved his crops. The young Brahmin listened attentively and asked, "Lord, what does the story have to do with me?" Buddha replied, "You are like that farmer, so lost in future uncertainties that you neglect your present. The truth of life is that there is no certainty in the future. If you focus on what you are doing now, the future will take care of itself. But if you ignore the present, the future will remain uncertain and dark." Buddha continued, "Your future depends on your present actions. Just like a plant grows only when you water and care for it at the right time, if you delay watering it thinking you'll do it tomorrow, it will wither. The present is the only time when you can take action. If you neglect the present, you'll have regrets in the future." Buddha gave another example. Imagine you are a boatman and you have to cross a river. If you constantly think about the strong currents ahead or fear the boat might capsize, you will be too afraid to steer the boat properly. But if you focus on steering the boat correctly in the present, you will cross the river safely. Life is much the same. If you waste the present worrying about the future, your boat will start to wobble. The young Brahmin now understood. Bowing his head at Buddha's feet, he said, "Lord, today I have learned that living in the present is the greatest truth. If I live each day with full dedication and focus, I won't need to worry about the future." Buddha responded, "Yes, just as the past is gone and the future is uncertain, all you have is the present. The seeds you plant in the present will determine the fruits of your future. So, stay fully present in the moment and live it wisely." Buddha's teaching shows us that living in the present is the most important aspect of life. Worrying about the future is unnecessary because it is uncertain. But if we give our best in the present, the future will automatically shape itself beautifully. Learn to live in the present, for it is the only time you can control. Worrying about the future only ruins your present and wastes it.